Hello and welcome to another battle report by me. I am Ben, as usual, and I am doing Colonial Carnage 3, even though it's really the second one. This is Game 4 against Dwarven Holds. Going against, I believe it was John something. He was with Columbia Misfires. So I deployed everything first. And I'm going to tell you right now, I made a mistake in the way I deployed. Oh well. So he in response to the way I deployed, he deployed in common dwarf fashion, and he castled in the corner because I castled in the corner. So, because I know that I cannot take on dwarves to the front, and I don't want to be anywhere near that fucking flame cannon that he's got. So he's got his one of his copters here. He's got two other copters, flame cannon, a regular cannon, and two catapults. Or he's got two flame. I don't know. Maybe he's got two flame cannons. I don't remember. Either way, I know that I wanted to stay far the fuck away from those. So these red tokens you see on the table, it's whoever controls the most tokens gets 3 battle points. There's one in the center across the board. So this is the way I deployed. I've got a shit ton of spells because I have 3 wizards, 1 level 4, 2 level 2s. My first turn, I'm moving up because like an idiot I stayed in a corner when I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have just pushed everything in the center, and I would have been able to get to him much faster and possibly save face with... I think my Gargantulas probably could have taken out those flame cannons if I was lucky enough. They would have just been like sacrificial to take out the flame cannons because they can only do like 1 wound to them, I think. I don't remember. But it's better than them throwing a 3 or 5 inch template or whatever the hell it is down my entire bus of goblins and other beasties. So it's a big push forward. This guy shoots and blows up one of the cannons. And I think that was it. Magic, I don't think I had anything to cast for magic. So it goes into his first turn. He drops a copter onto the National Wrecking Team, blows him up. And then I believe he just sent 1 copter forward. Magic phase, he got rid of resilience off on this one. It's -1 to wound. All to wound rolls. Okay, so yeah, it's -1 to wound. These 2 guys shoot and do 6 fucking wounds to my Gargantula. He's now combat ineffective. Turn 2. I'm just throwing these guys up the flank, hopefully being able to do something with it. Move up a little more aggressively with my cave goblins and my orcs. In hindsight, I knew that he had ambushers, and I probably should have just put my Gargantulas in the back to stay with the war machines. And then really, I should have just done this completely differently. Anyways, I move forward, and I do magic, put a 5-up ward on him just so he doesn't die. This guy I just gave the attributes to, and I got Fix It Up on him, which is why I gave him the attribute, which gives him a 3-up armor. He shoots. I shot it at the flame cannon trying to blow it up, and it drifted off. I only did 1 wound to the dwarves. Goes into his turn 2. He just moves his guy up to the side to shoot at my Gargantula. These guys pop on the board. These guys pop up on the board. He flies over and drops bombs, I guess, on top of the Nasher Dashers. Kills 2 of them. These 2 guys shoot, and I think only one of them hit, the other one didn't. You only kill 1 guy. These guys shoot and do 7 wounds. Kill off 7 of my guys. They pass their panic check. My turn 3. Nasher Dashers move up like such. My basic idea here was to try and get these guys in the back towards the catapults and kill them, so that he has no shooting left. These guys turned around and they swift reformed and moved 4. I don't know if they were within 8 inches. They might have been. I think they were within 8 inches, and I was going to throw out the mad gets. I pulled my king out of the goblins to just sit him there, kind of as like a roadblock, or to cast I think I was going to cast a spell. I think I had alchemy, so I was going to cast molten metal on him or something like that, maybe whatever it was to wound them on 5s, I guess, because their armor save was like 5 up, or maybe 4 up. These guys moved up, trying to get them into war machines. Goes into magic phase, literally did nothing. Shooting phase did nothing. So on his turn 3, he moved his flame cannon, and then he moved his general's unit, which is on the right hand side. They're colossal. He moved a colossal 3 inches, I think. And yes, I did send my mad gets through. My mad gets did 6 wounds out of 3d6. I do 6 fucking wounds. 3d6. Just think about that. Those guys should have been obliterated because of 3d6. They should have had at least, I should have at least taken out 1 rank. With just an average roll of 9 and then wounding on 3s. Ugh. Well, I guess it was pretty average. Never mind. Whatever. Alright. I was hoping for above average. So I think this is the overall picture of the board. Maybe that was... Okay, so this is... Maybe it's... Movement... I don't remember what happened, but I know that the Nasher Dashers are dead. I think the flame cannon shot them. He shoots and does some more damage to these guys. I think that was just from him. These guys moved up and shot my king to death. These guys shoot and kill off the Gargantula. And yes, I missed the charges. He charges miners into my Git launcher, killed it, and overran into my splatterer. Goes into my turn 4, and I'm fucking charging the asshole of these guys. I'm going to fuck them up. Because that's what cave goblins do. So they make it in. I don't move anybody else. And magic, I do as much as I can to these guys. I give them +1 armor, make his miners reroll all 6s, and they have rerolls 1 to wound. I gave a 5-up ward to these guys, and this guy shoots and kills off the copter over here. So I kill them, and I believe I didn't kill them all the way to a man, but they did flee, because I think it was auto break. Because I had to charge plus a rear, 3 ranks, and a banner. So I was up by 8 when I got in there. And he had no ranks. I think he had a banner. I think. Uh, and he didn't do any wounds. So I think I auto broke him, and he fled with like 2 guys left, and I had to chase him. Uh, so yeah. On to his turn 4. He kills the rest of my goblins. I think. Yeah, I think I moved my other shaman out of that unit. And he kills everybody but him. Or he kills everybody, and my goblin shaman's still chilling there. He's got 6 wounds on him now. I think shooting did this. Goes on my turn 5. Oh, these guys moved up quite a bit. I've taken. So this was like hangover and tired and all that other crap. So my picture taking was rather shitty. So anyways, I got the big stomp off here. It hits 22 guys. It's strength 6. Wounding on 2s. And I didn't kill as many as I had hoped. I don't remember how many he had on there at the time. But I think I maybe killed like 8. 8 of them or something. Or, oh, maybe it drifted. I think that's what it was. I think it drifted. Because if it was a direct hit, I would have killed at least 16 of them. Yeah, it drifted. Okay, so it drifted backwards, and maybe I think I only did like 6. Maybe I only killed like 6 guys. I don't think enough for a panic. He charged in. I think it was just pictures after combat. He charges in and he kills. Or he does 1 wound to the flame cannon, and 2 wounds to the catapult. Goes on to his turn 5. He's charging the rear and the front of my orcs, and I'm thinking to myself, these fucking guys are dead. I can't flee because he's charging me from the rear and from the front, and he'll just overrun and catch me with one of the 2 units. So I decided to just sit there and take it. Luckily for me, the dice gods did not want those short, stunty little legs to make it into my orcs. So he makes it in with the miners in the rear, and he fails with his King's Guard, I think, maybe, I don't know. Either way, I think he shoots and does something somewhere. As you can see, these guys did a fuck ton of damage. They did 11 fucking wounds in the rear, and I did literally nothing to them. Maybe 5. But I was steadfast, so I made my check and turned around. My goblin was now attached to my orcs. I think I attached him a little bit ago. My turn 6, I believe. I charged the rear of these guys. They're done for. They're not going to come back. He moves up behind the hill just to save face. Although, with 6 wounds on him, I think he's getting half points for it. This guy, I don't remember. I kill both the catapult and the flame cannon. Huzzah. Oh, God. So stupid. Unfortunately, that other catapult's still there. So, I believe this is the last... Yeah, this is the last picture. This is the end of the game. So I killed off those miners, and I turned around to face with my orcs. And he declares a charge on my orcs with his... with his main unit. And I think he's just far enough away from that token in the center to claim it. I think he had to be within 3 inches. So he's got 1 unit. So he's got more tokens than I do. So he's definitely taken that +3. But so I flee, and obviously my goblins are right behind me. So I flee through my goblins. My goblins somehow fail their fucking panic check. But then again, I think that if I didn't panic with my orcs. I think I just regularly chose to flee. So if I choose to flee, I don't know if my goblins would be on the leadership 9 of the general, or they'd be on their leadership 5 and get no I don't know. Either way, they fled and they ran off the fucking table. So that's 300 more points that he got from me because my goblins fled like pussies. Stupid fucking goblins. So anyways, I lost. I don't remember the score. I think it was like a 14 something. It wasn't like a colossal loss, but it was an alright loss, I guess. So it's a minor loss. I'm not too worried about it. I didn't expect much going into this against Dwarven Holds because I never really do that well against Dwarven Holds. I think my biggest problem was the way I deployed and then the way I went about it after I deployed. What I should have done is just kept my fucking Gargantulas behind the hill and closely deployed everything into a small box. So that one, he couldn't kill my Gargantulas within 5 seconds of the game starting because of the he has no line of sight. Or I'd be out of range or something. But yeah, it was a disaster for me because I didn't deploy right. I think a lot of my losses that are like with against the Dread Elves in round 1, that was a big stupid idea for me to deploy right in front of him because he deployed heavily on the right side and I deployed on the right side with him because I'm a fucking idiot and I should have just deployed heavily on the left side because he had literally nothing over there. He had maybe a unit of Dark Riders and I think it was some crossbowmen and that was it. And if I would have just stayed over there, then I could have singled out the Executioners. I could have shot 2 rock labas into the Executioners instead of his stupid Divine Altar, which is a mistake on my part. I should have just blasted his Executioners as much as I possibly could. I was too cocky with my shooting. My shooting's been really shitty recently, which is why I've decided to not go with shooting right now and just go magic and combat. The only shooty things I have in my army right now is the Gargantula. And if I do the list that I'm thinking of, it'll be 1 Gargantula and 6 trolls, 10 boar boys, the Ed Bashers with a 2-up save, lances, with a Wizard's Hood chief, and my BSB inside of the units. So that's 12 boar boys, 2 of them with a 1-up armor save. The BSB's gonna have a rerollable, and both of them with lances. So it's still 12 attacks at strength 7. I mean, they do have stupidity, but it's on a leadership 8, so it's not that bad with a reroll. My general's on a chariot with a lance and I believe the Divine Icon with the Bluffer's Helm and plate armor. So he doesn't have a shield, but he does have his lance, so he's going in initially at strength 8, which is nice. Still only gets 4 attacks, and he still only gets but he does get the impact hits, so that's good. So yeah, I deployed like a fucking retard, and I think I deployed like a retard the entire time I did this fucking tournament. I really need to work on my deployment. and my you know, identifying the matchups and figure out which one I want to go against, or how I should deploy against certain matchups. Some matchups I'm not too worried about, but with Dread Elves and other ones like, you know, Dwarven Holds, I have to let them deploy first so that I can deploy counter to what they're doing. If it's Dwarven Holds, I'm going to deploy right in front of them so I can just smash them with as much magic as I can. And with Dread Elves, I want to deploy on the opposite side of the board so I can shoot them, or you know, magic missile or whatever I need to do to kill them. And if I don't have shooting, then I'm pretty much fucked. Or, yeah, I'll figure it out. But anyways, that's all for this battle report. Probably going to do the next one in a little bit. And then I'll just upload that next week. And I've got another battle report from a game I had last week on Wednesday against Vampire Coven with my newest list. So, look forward to that. In the near future, I'll be doing some paint-a-sodes with, well, I wouldn't say the near future. I'd say probably next year. I'm going to start doing paint-a-sodes on Dread Elves and showing you guys what I'm doing with a new army that I'm building up. Orcs and Goblins are a great army. I love playing them, but I also want to try another army as well, because the only army I have is Orcs and Goblins. I've been slowly amassing Dread Elf stuff. So when the time comes, I will show you guys everything that I've bought. And then I'm going to go through step by step. I'm going to do airbrushing. I need to get the airbrush kit for paints and stuff like that. But I'm going to airbrush a majority of the army. And it's going to be a Hydra theme. So a lot of blacks and reds, grays, just really dark colors with red, and then the skull with the there was like octopus tentacles or something. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be like Hydra from Marvel. That's going to be my scheme that I'm going to go for. And I'm going to show you guys something that I'm really excited about. It's going to be my Divine Altar. Now, I've got some ideas from other people that told me use magnets to try and make it levitate. So, if I can somehow manage that, I'm definitely going to have that up as well. I'm doing some research into how to make maglev stuff. And if I am successful, then that will be entered in every single painting competition ever for the rest of my days. Because it will have Medusa, some spearmen, and it'll be levitating with all sorts of nasty bits. Anyways, until next time, I will see you guys later.